Hello, it's been a little while. I have to apologise for not being here for so long. For those of you that know me well know I've got an exciting new grandchild and it's all lovely, and I've been busy with him and obviously my daughter and, well, business in general really. So here I am, finally. It obviously was meant to be a bit of a disaster, so I'm hoping it all goes well, because so far in setting up this live I've managed to throw a drink all over the desk, which has dripped all over the floor. So I had to clear all that up, to then find that half the things I wanted for today's live weren't local, so I've had to go and hunt them all out. But anyway, I'm here and we're going to get on with it. So today is for all my soapy friends. Those of you that have been making homemade soap, like myself, will have come across many instances where you're probably sick and tired of hunting out packaging and what do you do with it and how do you do it. You want it to look nice and professional. You don't want to necessarily order 5,000 boxes or whatever. So I've been hunting around and looking at this and looking at that, and finally I've got something I'm happy with. So I thought I'd share it with you today. So at the end of this live, I will in the comments put links to all the places that I've purchased all the stuff I'm about to show you. So if you want to go ahead and do it, you can do it. But without further ado, as they say, I'm now going to tilt you down so you can look at my desk and you can see what we're doing. So please don't get giddy while we do this. There we go. That should just about cover you. Right, so you should be able to see that I've got here one of these wonderful pads. They're known as cardstock. Generally they come in either 6x6, 8x8 or 12x12. I've opted to go for 12x12. That's obviously 12 inches by 12 inches. The pad has got 36 sheets in it, basically 12 designs, 3 of each design. So if I just open it up for you a little minute, you can see there's lots of different designs in here. These ones have all obviously got a Christmas theme because it is that time of year and that's what we're doing. Okay, so that just gives you a little idea about the type of designs that are in there. This particular one is by Dovecraft. It's called Magic and Sparkle because obviously it's that time of year and we're all getting busy with our craft shows and things for Christmas and we want our stalls to look extra pretty. So I bought several pads of the paper, all with different designs, but today we're going to work with this one. So as I've mentioned, this is obviously for my soapy friends. So if I get that out of the way, I've taken a single sheet out of the pad. This particular one is reindeers in all the designs that are in the pad. I think it's actually probably my most favourite sheet of all. I had a friend here a few days ago who described it as the sort of paper you'd find in House of Fraser, and I think she's right. It's that kind of premium design. So I took this sheet, I took my scalpel and my ruler and I cut it, if I can open this up, I cut it in to 4. So I cut it down the middle to give me 2 pieces that were 12x6, and then I cut those 2 pieces in half again. So I've given myself 4 pieces that are 6x6. So obviously we're only going to work with one, so we'll get rid of all of that. Now you're obviously going to be wondering, well, okay, you've been making soap, you don't usually do paper crafts as far as I know, so how did you come across this? Well, in my attempt to find some better packaging, I did an awful lot of YouTube watching. It's most people's favourite place for information, and I did discover a wonderful woman who runs Pootles Paper, I believe it is. I apologise to her if I've got that wrong, but I'll put the proper listing in the comments below. And she was making some wonderful things out of paper and thicker card, and I just went, do you know what, that's the answer for my soap. So this particular paper is 150 grams. It does come in 200, 240, and getting right up to really thick card. You need to decide what you want according to what you're going to use it for. So, obviously a different design, but this is now, hope you can see that okay, this is now what my soap looks like. It's got this lovely little label here that tells you what it is. It's got this lovely Christmas design, and then on the back there's a label with all the legalities. So I'm really pleased with them, and I think they're going to decorate up Christmas stalls no end. So in order to make that, I had to have what's known as an envelope punch board. Now this is the mini version. It does also come in a much bigger size, but to be honest with you, for what I'm using it for, the mini version is fine. If you want to do larger products, you may want to get a bigger one. So I have my hole punch, or my punch board I should say, and I have my 6x6 piece of card. Now with the aid of a wonderful website called, oh dear, it's by Crafty Owl, and it's called Clever Box or something, but again I'll put the proper link in the comments. She has designed a format where you can put in the size of the box that you want, and it automatically tells you where to punch and score. Now at the moment punch and score might not mean much to you, but in the pad we have this score tool, and we also have a punch. Okay, so because I've done this a few times now, I know that our first punch for my soap needs to be at 6 centimetres. So we punch at 6, we take the tool, we put it into the hole underneath the punch, and we draw it down the score line. Can you see there's a score line there? Okay, and then the next one we need, in this particular case, is at 89. So again, we're going to punch, and then we're going to score, and then we're going to turn it round, and this score line I'm going to line up with this little tail on the punch. Can you see the tail? And again I'm going to punch and score, and I'm going to move along to my next required measurement, and I'm going to punch and score, and again I'm going to turn it round, I'm going to punch and score, move it along, I'm going to punch and score, and then on the very last side I'm going to punch, oops I forgot my score, and score, and then I'm going to line it up, and I'm going to punch and score. Now if you look at, you can get rid of your punch board for the moment. If you look at what you've done, you will see that each one of these punch outs meets 2 of your lines. Now they are your fold lines, so we're going to lay him down on his back, we're going to go to the furthest one, and we're going to fold over. If you want to, you can just give it a little press with that, over, and again with your score you can press and fold, and round to the furthest point, to the nearest point, to the furthest point, to the nearest point, to the furthest point, to the nearest point. It's that easy, okay? Now you need to find a pair of scissors, and on the opposite 2 sides we're just going to cut to the very first, or the second as I say, crease line, because there's the line for your triangle, there's the depth area, so we want to cut from the edge to the depth area, and we're going to do that on both sides of this triangle. Then we're going to turn it all the way around, so we cut the opposite same areas, okay, like that, and then just check they still folded nicely, okay. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my soap, there's my soap, this is part of our market garden range, this is tomato and basil, and you can see I've got my name on it there. So another link that I'll add for you today is for my punch. Can you see there, it's got the name, and we literally stamp that into our soap, and that leaves our name behind. Make sure nobody forgets who we are. Put the soap in the middle, fold in your two opposites. You can hear my phone now, I do apologise. The two sides, that one over like that, and hey presto, look at that. We have our soap box. Turn him round. Done. We're going to put one of our little shapes or our title on there. We're then going to turn him over and we're going to put our ingredients details on the back. You may choose to do it differently. You may choose to put the pattern one there and the details there, whatever. But either way, whoops, where it's not stuck, that's come undone. Either way, we now have our soap in what looks like a lovely little box. It took relatively 5 minutes and it was very cheap. So enjoy. Happy making.